felt like really crazy. I felt like, why did I get shot? Like, what did I do? It was insane. The shit was crazy. And I feel like some people think that it's funny. And I feel like some people think that it's a joke. And I feel like some people think that they're saying it to get to me. But I'm not ashamed of who I am, and I'm not ashamed of what I've been through. And I'm not scared to say anything about anything. It's not fun, bitch. What, I don't understand. Like, I just felt very betrayed by a friend. I felt very betrayed by all my friends. Um,
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. I am coming back with another video. This time I wanted to focus solely on what's been going on with Meg Thee Stallion over the last month or so. But you know, I'm taking a chance here because according to somebody in the comments on my WAP video, I was a hater and I needed to stay in my lane and stay out of the millennials business with my old hating ass. And listen, I'm sorry, but Anita Baker and Freddie Jackson and, you know, Millie Jackson and them, they don't really put their business online. So my old ass can't really get up in their business. And, you know, also Murder, She Wrote is currently not on right now. And, you know, Matlock, right? I'm waiting on Matlock to come on. So I guess while I'm waiting on Matlock to come on with my old ass, I'll go ahead and talk about some millennial business. How about that? Okay, with my hating ass. Anyway, I wanted to talk a bit about Meg Thee Stallion simply because I have noticed, and I don't know if you have observed this as well, that the tide is turning on her, and it has been turning on her over the past several weeks. And what I mean by that is, it seems that, you know, she was everybody's sweetheart, right? Everybody loved Meg Thee Stallion. But lately, I have noticed that some of her fans are falling out of love with her. And I think a lot of it has to do with a couple of things. First things first, as you guys know, Meg has had a phenomenal year, right? Last summer, she did a collab with Nicki Minaj. She just had a #1 with Beyonce by doing the Savage remix. And then, of course, she just came off of a huge record with Cardi B, right? So she has had a phenomenal year thus far. But over the last month or so, as you guys recall, about a month or so ago, we saw her on live with none other than Kylie Jenner with Tory Lanez in the background. And then not even, 24 hours later, we find out that Tory Lanez was arrested for gun possession and Meg Thee Stallion and somebody else was in the car with him. And we're like, what the hell is going on? Right? So initially, the reports came out that Megan had hurt her foot. She had an injury on her foot. People were speculating that it was a glass injury, that was broken glass. Then it comes out that Megan was shot in the foot, right? So the story is just wild as hell, right? Nobody knows what to think. They trying to figure out if Tory shot her or who else was in the vehicle. Then Meg's people, her team basically came out and confirmed in so many words that it was in fact Tory Lanez. When they was like, you know, Tory, we on your ass, your days are numbered, you know, you better, you know, just watch your back kind of stuff. But Meg Thee Stallion technically didn't actually come out and directly say who shot her. But considering there was only I guess 3 people plus the driver in the vehicle, one of those people being her best friend, Kelsey, one could conclude that it had to be Tory. Now, there were some blogs that ran with the story. Again, I don't know that her and Tory Lanez had been seeing each other. They were dating and they got into it and maybe she got physical with him and he shot her. I don't know. It's hard to know. It was even reported at some point that maybe it was her best friend. It got to the point that her best friend Kelsey, who she was always with, had to basically come out and say, hey, I didn't do anything. I didn't shoot Meg, right? Because Meg really did not technically say who shot her. We just kind of had to like, use, deductive reasoning here, right? So when this all went down, a lot of people were making jokes about Meg. They were making jokes to the point that she had to come out and say something. She said, "The narrative that is being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate, and I'd like to set the record straight. On Sunday morning, I suffered gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intention to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I'm expected to make a full recovery, but it was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night. I'm currently focused on my recovery so I can return back to my life and back to making music as soon as possible." So even when Meg said that, a lot of people felt like she said all of that to really say nothing. Because even as of now, Tory has not been charged with assault. He was only charged with possession of a firearm, right? But he has never been charged with assault. So that would make people question or ask, why hasn't that happened? Remember, people were out here making jokes about Meg, and Meg had came out and basically, shot back at Drea when Drea made a stupid remark on a podcast. 50 Cent been going at her neck. People just been making jokes about it, which I've never found it funny, because at the end of the day, all I can take is her word that she said she got shot. I guess she got shot. I don't know, right? But I'm going to take her word for it, right? And so ever since then, it seems that even though this happened and Tory isn't saying much, her friend isn't saying much, Meg really isn't saying much. What we have noticed is that Meg has been a bit more visible. There was an ad posted for Fenty. Now remember, some people believe that Drea lost her Fenty endorsement when she made that offhanded, stupid joke about Meg Thee Stallion getting shot. And now Meg is the face. She's a brand ambassador for Revlon, and she's on W Magazine. So it almost seems that ever since Meg got shot, she's also had more popularity, right? In other ways. And so people that love Meg are now kind of looking at her sideways and saying, is this sympathy and payola, right? These are all questions. These are all things that I've been observing over the last several weeks. Okay. And so that's what I wanted to kind of talk about. If you've observed, or if you notice that people are kind of falling out of love with Meg Thee Stallion. And, listen, first things first, I like Meg. I've always liked her. I think she's a cute girl. I kind of like her, just her background, her story. And I also watched the live where she was talking about like losing her mother, her father and stuff like that, and her grandmother, and the fact that she's on her own. And it just I just felt bad for her, right? Because she is kind of navigating all of this pretty much by herself, right? Without her circle, her family. And I don't know. I just noticed that people are they seem a little different. Like a lot of people feel like the math ain't mathing. And what I mean by that is a lot of people feel like maybe Meg is over exaggerating her injuries. And I've seen people talk about this. I've seen, I'm on Lipstick Alley all the time. And, I've seen people even say like, I think an orthopedic, some guy that was a student saying that Meg said that when she was shot in both feet, it didn't hit bones, it didn't hit muscles, and it didn't hit tendons. And a lot of people are kind of looking at her sideways like, how is that possible that you got shot in both feet and it didn't hit any of that? Any of that. And you're up, you're dancing, you're moving around, you're doing this and doing that. Now, again, I don't know. All I can do is, take her at her word. If she said that she was injured, damn it, she's injured, right? And maybe people don't necessarily feel like you want them to heal. But people felt like, well, damn, at least you would be on some crutches or something like this. This was yesterday. She was with Malibu Mitch and they was on the boat. And people's like, you know, I mean, she's shaking her ass as if that's new. But she don't look like a girl that got shot a month ago in both feet, right? So I've been looking at Twitter and people have been downright cruel in some instances when it comes to Meg. You know, when it came to other people getting shot, like men getting shot, I guess they weren't sitting here joking about it, but everybody else is like, well, Meg, let me see your feet because you should be on crutches. You should not be walking around. You shouldn't be all doing all this other shit like this, right? And so one of the things that I stopped and thought about is like, okay, why is it that people feel this way about Meg all of a sudden, right? She was America's sweetheart at one point, right? She was, I think Meg, obviously, absolutely believe she has the ability to cross over, right, into mainstream, which I think she is there. But it does seem like she is getting a little backlash. I've even seen the theories that this was some kind of humiliation ritual, right? That Meg did this to, I guess, just cross over that threshold where she would become uber successful if she, you have to go to the deepest parts of the internet sometimes to see some of the shit that's out there, okay? But nonetheless, I've seen that too. Now, when this all happened and people were making jokes, which again, I never thought for a second that this was funny. I was like, you know what? I don't care what she did or what she could have said to him. If in fact he was the one that shot her, there was nothing that warranted him shooting this woman in the foot. There's nothing that she could have done. None of that. I've seen the dumbass jokes made by Cameron, who basically alluded to the fact that the reason why Tory shot her because he found out she was a man. Just stupid shit that people have been saying. And I just thought to myself, I feel kind of bad for this girl. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, you know, I didn't think to myself, why didn't, and I said this on a previous video, I said, why didn't Meg turn Tory in? If Tory shot her, he could have killed her. And I didn't understand why she was protecting him. It made no sense to me. Don't protect somebody that attempted to hurt you, because this could have went a different way. That is what I said. I said, I like Meg Thee Stallion, but I can't love her more than she loves herself. And whether she likes it or not, little girls and younger girls, I hope not little girls, but younger girls do look to her. And so if she doesn't turn him in, what do you expect people to think? Because, you know, listen, we live in a very male-identified society, right? Where people are more likely to give Tory the benefit of the doubt, even though this woman was shot. He's getting more of the benefit of the doubt because he hasn't been arrested. Tory hasn't been charged with anything. As far as we know, he's still here in the United States. He was not deported. He was never charged with anything other than possession of a firearm. He has not been charged with, assault, right? He hasn't been charged with any of that. It's been about a month now. And I've heard people say, well, no, they're just working on investigation. I doubt it. I just don't believe that. I do not believe that. I believe that Meg just ain't saying nothing. And they probably not cooperating. But Kelsey's already come out and said that she didn't do it. And if I played that video at the beginning because I wanted you guys to hear Meg basically say her friends betrayed her. You know, people that was in her corner. I don't know if she's talking about Kelsey. I have no idea. But I just found it interesting that she's saying that. And Kelsey, who was always by her side, that was like her right hand, that was her girl, that you saw, they both would be shaking their asses together. Any kind of video, you can just go and see, right? Kelsey is no longer there and had to basically come out and say, hey, I didn't do it. Because Meg didn't technically come out and say that she did not do it, right? We know there were only her, Kelsey, and Tory Lanez in the car, right? And another theory I had is that maybe people are also, so there's two things here that I think are working against Meg right now. People feeling like she's not being completely honest when it comes to the whole thing with Tory Lanez. And also there are a few people that feel like she's a little too friendly. Like she just moved too friendly for a lot of people. Right? You know, I think the old saying is, and you know, because I'm old, according to the person in the other video, I guess I can say this saying because I'm old. I'm an old ass hater. A friend to everybody is a friend to nobody. That's an old saying that we old people say. And so a lot of people feel like Meg just moves in a way that just don't sit right with a lot of people. Like she's just too damn friendly. Now I don't have a problem with the fact that Meg want to work with this person and this person and this person. She ain't got to take no sides with anybody. And I've always felt like that. But she does move a little funny, right? I cannot sit here. I like Meg, but I can't sit here and pretend like I think she just moved a little too freely. You know, she's super, super cool with Jordan Woods, but she hanging out at Kylie Jenner's house. And you already know the situation with that. A lot of people feel like, okay, she worked with Nicki Minaj, but she making music with Cardi B. And it was secret until it got out to the blogs. Now, again, I don't have an issue with her working with Cardi B, but again, a lot of people feel like she just moved a little too funny. And she moved a little too friendly. And she a little bit too much in everybody's face. And for me, I think that she's young. I think soon enough, and I think she is coming to realize that she needs to keep her circle small, right? But I still contend with the fact that her being shot is not funny. There's nothing funny about that. I never understood why people made a joke about that or how anybody could possibly justify how and why he could shoot somebody. I mean, listen, they was in the Hollywood Hills. If you got to take a gun with you, wherever you don't need to go there then. That's what I was always told. If you got to take a gun with you, then maybe you shouldn't be going to that place. So there's nothing, in my opinion, that warranted him shooting her unless she had a weapon too. And I just don't believe that. So I just think that there's a couple of things working against Meg right now. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with this video of her just kind of talking about the situation. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you guys on the next video. And I also want to thank Brett for blessing my channel with the Cash App.
I don't like to feel like, oh my God, Megan, something's wrong. Like, I like to be upbeat. I like to be happy because of where I came from and who I've been around and the things that I've actually seen and been through. Like, I feel like I always have to be a light. I feel like I always have to be an example because I've actually seen some pretty fucked up things and I've been through some fucked up things. And I always want people to know that pain does not last forever. And like, bad times don't last forever. So I definitely always want people to see me being an example of bad things not lasting forever. Just because you go through something bad don't mean that that's the time you're going to be in forever. And just because somebody may want to make you feel bad doesn't mean that you have to give into, you know, what people want, the emotions people want you to feel. Like, bitch, if you happy, you a happy bitch. Like, just be a happy bitch. Don't let, my grandma always told me, don't never let nobody steal your joy. So that's the type of person I am. I'm never going to let nobody steal my joy. So with that being said, no matter what happens to you, it's not gonna, no matter what bad happens to you, it's not gonna last forever, and you should never let anybody steal your joy. Next motherfucking question.